I'm trying to make a nap. I'm feeling sleepy, but I'm not quite sleepy. I have energy. I feel like my legs want to run around. So my body is energetic, but my head is tired. It's just so much insomnia issues, and we all know why. But anyway, I was thinking about, relationships, friendships, and uh, intrusion, and um, what the reason why I'm very selective. It's not that I don't want to have relationships, friendships. I mean, because I think it would be wonderful to have, friends, like, girlfriends, to do things with, go places with, somebody I can call up and say, hey, let's go somewhere, and that's nice. I mean, I've always enjoyed that kind of thing. But the problem with it is that people don't understand boundaries, okay? And people like to, they like to evaluate, nitpick your life and try to, you tell them. I'm going to tell you what, okay? I know by looking at my situation, like my living situation, people would think, okay, well, my relationship seems kind of weird with Piggy and all. But to be honest with you, my home is actually quite relaxed, okay? I know he's a perp, but, aside from that, I really, I'm pretty relaxed, okay? I'm a pretty fulfilled person. And so some people will say, well, you're 45 years old. Don't you want to be like, you don't have any friends. Because everybody that comes around me is just nothing but perps. Okay. And so I know some of these people might feel rejected because they don't understand, but the reason why I reject them is because they're intrusive. Okay. Um, I want relationships to develop naturally, and I have standards. I do. Okay, that's not to say that I can't do a favor for somebody if somebody needed a cup of sugar. Like on those TV shows, somebody would come over and they're like, "Oh, can I borrow a cup of sugar?" That kind of stuff. Of course, nobody really does that, but I'm the kind of person. Okay, I can do favors for people, but as far as developing loving bond relationships, there has to be a level of understanding between me and that person, and that means and I'm talking platonic love, like love between me and another woman, meaning we're friends, okay? um, and that's all I mean. But anyway, and so that's hard, and I get irritated with people who look at my life and they keep insisting that I'm going to want this, and and I need to do this, and I need to change this. Believe me, I'm happy the way that I am. Period. You know what I mean? And I get really irritated, and I just, the thought of these people lurking around, and just these thought of this situation that these people put in place terrifies me. Okay? If I say I want to go move off somewhere and live by myself, which I do, I would rather be by myself right now, especially since I've been dealing with so much, and right now dealing with human interaction in my personal life would be a little too much right now. Okay? So like I need a new job. I'd like to move off and be by myself. Okay? And then gradually I will start meeting people, and slowly but surely, selectively, meticulously, incorporate these people into my life. And that's how it is. I mean, because people, like I said, people are evil. Okay, we know this from a Christian standpoint. We know this from a standpoint of having humanist type views. And I'm very well aware of that, and I got to be careful. And so, if I say I'm a content person, believe me, I'm a content person. I have my hobbies, my interests, and stuff like that. So, I want to go back to the whole Steve Lyles thing. Like I said, I've never really met Steve Lyles. I've always wanted to be friends with him and everything. But if he was really interested in me, or there was anything to this, I mean, it seems like, okay, well, I'm going back to when I started getting like the cold shoulder on Facebook, and I think this was like around 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. And it was just an ongoing thing, because every once in a while I'd pop back up on Facebook, and it would just get weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. Okay, so all this time was going on, and these people were just enjoying this gossip and creating all this stuff, this drama, and not one time did I get an email from this person. So I think it's a lot of fluff and filler. But if indeed this person was interested, I'm not the kind of person who lives my life out in the open. I'm not the kind of person who wants everybody to know my business. You know what I mean? If I was to, let's just say, for example, I was working and I was going to get married to somebody. Okay, I would invite my closest friends, and I probably don't see a need to, announce it to everybody. I have the right to my privacy, and what I resented about Karen Johnson is that she thinks that everybody wants what she wants. Okay, there's reasons why. I understand human behavior, and there's a reason why I choose to do the things that I do, and I have a right to do that. Okay. So I'm not a person who wants everybody to know my business. I'm not a collectivist, okay? I'm an individual person, okay? Collectivism, or people who like collective type things, they always want to do everything in a group. Of course, it would be great to have a little entourage. It would be nice to go out and hang out with a couple girls, have a few drinks, maybe go dancing, go shopping, I know I know women are kind of weird, but, I'm a weird woman anyway, but, come over and just talk or whatever. And I tend to talk about a lot of spiritual things that relate to spirituality. That's what I'm into. I'm a spiritual person. I talk about spirituality. I talk about a lot of things. I talk about, religion. I talk about, things that I believe are important to me. Okay. So really the average person will probably find me boring. If you like talking about really reality TV shows, you probably don't want to talk to me. Okay. So I understand the kind of people that I need to be around. Okay. And I choose them wisely. So yeah, that's a big thing with me. So, some people, they just want friends just to have friends. Okay. And I don't believe in that, because as you know, people will throw you under the bus for any reason at any time. Okay. Most people are not loyal, and that includes, and that's definitely goes for your family. So I choose to be very careful about people. So it's not about snobbery, it's about your own goddamn safety. I mean, good grief, people are just fucking ferocious. So, and I have a right to have those standards. So, yeah, I mean, I need to be by myself right now. Okay. And people need to respect that. I have to have those boundaries, and if something weird was to happen, let's just say, for example, okay, like, what's that one dude, I'm just making up stuff, okay? Let's just say some magical dude just came, like, walking up, and then I just, like, fell for him. Then that's my issue. That's my business. That's my concern, okay? And then I deal with that appropriately, okay? It doesn't need to be a group issue, and that bothers me. It bothers me that somebody would actually think that and make some bullshit up on that, and that's hurting so many people. And whatever the drama is, whether that be the case, I mean, I don't know exactly what happened on Facebook. Okay, I'm assuming just because I wrote him a letter, somebody blew it up and made a big issue of it. It wasn't even really a letter. It was more like a little note, when you try to request a friendship or something, which he didn't even accept that. So, I don't even know what the big deal is, and I've long forgotten it. So it just bothers me. And then I think the issue of me, the issue of me with my big brain self, if my friends were true to me, they would have never did what they did. Okay, it's like, well, if I'm an intelligent person, then to challenge it, for them to get angry, shows and displays their either jealousy or their true feelings of their doubts of me, thinking that, they're basing it off of the awkward person, which the awkward person was that me in the first place, but they misjudged me, and it brought out their anger. Who needs friends like that? Okay, I'm glad to cosmic flush these people. I need sincerity, okay? I'm the kind of person, I've dealt with too much abuse in my life. I dealt with my family's abuse. I'm dealing with major abuse. Why in the hell would I want anybody who's going to abuse me? Absolutely not. So I have to use discretion. And so I make wise decisions for my life. I make decisions based on things that are going to make me feel safe, that are going to make me feel whole. And I truly encourage other people to do the same, okay? Why let trash into your life? It doesn't make any sense. So those are my thoughts on friendship. I will not change it, because I understand how people are. People are goddamn evil. That's why I'm sitting here in this room. That's why I'm sitting here, working a shitty job, okay? That's why I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to get to point A and point B. That's why I'm trying to figure out other issues, okay? Because people are nothing but trash. This is something that I have in the back of my mind at all times, okay? Because it's true, okay? Like I said, if you really are truly a Christian, you will know this yourself, okay? And you would accept it. And therefore, you would be very careful and very selective about that. And you'd know that these sort of things are realistic, because it's in man to do these sort of things, and so you have to be careful. And you got to protect yourself. I see too many people who have friends, these kind of frenemies, and I think they hang out with them just because they don't want to be lonely. Like I said, I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate. I'm not. I got standards, and I'm sticking to them. Wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful day.